Hello.
Hello. Welcome to season two
Season two.
of what? Crime
Crime
Cocktails.
and BS.
Ooh, insert applause here.
Woohoo.
I'm so excited. We're
Me too.
here. Who knew we'd do it?
I'm so excited for our fresh new look and our
Fresh new
everything
vibe.
new. Yeah.
Everything's aligning.
Everything is
You know
aligning.
what? Everything is aligning. We're thriving. We're Gypsy Rose Blancharding through season
We
two.
are. We
We're
truly are.
starting off with a bang, and I don't know. I'm really excited. I feel like we're really setting ourselves up for a great season. And thank you, 2020, the first week of 2024. So much crazy shit has happened
So much.
already that we
Thank
can
you,
cover.
Bravo, and
Thank you, Bravo.
everything.
Thank you. Like, how many people have been released from prison that we get to talk about? And
So
like,
many.
how many crazy docuseries have just decided to drop all of a sudden that we can
It's
discuss?
so great. My life is so entertained right now.
It's like wonderful. It's winter. And granted, I don't live in like beautiful San Diego like one of us does. So I'm literally in the middle of like our first real snow here in Boston. So I'm very excited that I can just like curl up after work. Not like I wasn't already, because who
And
wants
your
to go out?
apartment is like a snow globe because you have like all windows.
True.
So it's
It's honestly,
beautiful.
it's a whiteout right now. I can't even really see outside. Like I
It's
can, but it's a
amazing.
ton of snow right now. So after we're done recording, I will 100% be curling up and watching something
Oh
because
my
it's
gosh, I
like the
love
best excuse
it.
weather. Yes.
Yeah, so beautiful. I kind of miss like the fresh snowfall of
I know
Wisconsin.
you are a Wisconsin girl. You do
It's so
know.
pretty when it's fluffy and white and fresh.
It is super nice. Like I would, that's the only thing is like I love where I live in the city. However, like the snow doesn't necessarily stick right
Hmm.
away. It's just like very wet.
Yeah,
And
but
Bori doesn't like necessarily like wet. Even though
no.
the breed was actually like a snow dog essentially at first. And I'm like, what? That just got like bred out of you?
Probably, or he's just not used to being thrown into
No, he
snow.
became like if the TV shows like Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte are portraying him correctly, then no, he was bred to be a freaking royal lapdog.
Yeah, a princess.
Freaking yeah, he's
I love him.
bougie as hell. But
Bougie.
anyway, diverting from what we decided we were going to talk about.
We're so excited.
We are so excited. So excited, in fact, we decided that we were going to turn to Chat GPT for our favorite,
Our assistants.
our assistant, for our fun little topic of conversation before we dive into everything today. And today was what's something so simple that just is so mind-blowing? And Kaisa, what came to mind?
First thing that came to mind was how freaking massive whales are.
But
It's
it's
just mind
true.
blowing.
It is
Yeah,
mind-blowing. And what, they live off kelp?
I know, right?
Like
It's insane.
how?
How do you get enough food to grow that large?
Like how much does a whale weigh? Like that is insanity.
Tons and
And
tons.
how much kelp do they need to eat to survive?
So much. So much.
Exactly. Like
Speaking of whales, we have been having killer whales off of our coast right now. Like,
that's so
and
cool.
they say that they might stay. So that's kind of awesome. I need to go
Stay.
look for them. Yeah.
How many
They're
whales
like
have you
killing
seen?
dolphins and throwing them around and shit.
Like as
Kind of
toys?
intense. Yeah, they're like tossing them in the air. There are videos. It's crazy.
I don't mean to laugh, but like,
Like in La
okay.
Jolla. Yeah, it's
Wait,
crazy.
so how many whales have you seen?
Have I've only seen them on when I go on the whale watching things. Like whenever someone visits, I take them on a whale watching thing and we see whales.
Okay.
So I've seen a couple different kinds, but I haven't seen them like from the coast, just casually. But apparently people are right now.
When I come visit, I
The whale
need to
watching.
a watching tour because I've only been on one. It was off of Massachusetts. It was in fifth grade, and it was so bad. Like the ocean was so bad. Everyone on my trip threw up except for like me and two other
No.
kids.
Oh no.
And I made a point. I was like, I'm not gonna get sick. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna hold out. I felt I like made
Oh
myself fall
no.
asleep on a bench while all the other kids were like hurling off the side.
Oh
I'm
no.
sorry for
That's
anyone
my
who like gets
nightmare.
queasy listening to these things.
That's my
But yeah,
nightmare.
like every other kid was getting sick. And
No,
I
no,
was like,
no.
I'm not doing this. I'm not.
No.
And of course,
Chastain,
no
if he makes
whales.
a gag sound, I like puke. Like I can't handle that. Being stuck on a boat with
Same.
people throwing up would be just a horror show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think now I wouldn't be able to handle it, but I was like 10, 11. I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I think I like sat with my hat on with my ears plugged, being like, it's okay. It's
It's
okay.
gonna be
It's
fine. Just
okay.
get to shore.
Yeah, it was like the 3 hour tour from hell.
Well, we'll go on one here. They're pleasant. They're like, unless the ocean's
Stunning.
crazy, but like, yeah, they're really
Yeah.
pretty. And you see tons of dolphins and stuff. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's so
Humpback
cool.
whales. Yeah.
What's something so simple that blows my mind?
Oh, yes. Tell us yours.
I think I feel like I had one. Oh, I think just like how cool water is.
I love that. It
Like
is really cool.
people are gonna be like, are they on fucking drugs right
Are we
now?
high? Actually, no, we're sober.
We're sober,
Yeah.
guys. We're doing dry January and we're killing it.
Killing it.
Um,
But water is really cool. You're
Water is
right.
so cool. Like it can be a liquid, it can be a solid, it can be a gasolina.
And like giant whales in it. Like it's crazy.
Like I'm watching it in a solid form out my window right now.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Like very cool stuff. Our bodies are 70% of it.
Yeah.
Like it's the universal solvent. Like,
Let's not run out of water, guys.
yeah, like it's so stupid and yet so fascinating.
It is so cool. Yeah.
And like some of it you can drink, some of it you can't. Some of
Oh.
it is clear, some of it is not. I'm losing my mind already, and we haven't
No,
even.
it is just very cool.
It's very cool. I think I honestly couldn't think of anything else.
I mean, there are
First
so
thing,
many
honestly,
things.
first thing that popped in, water's cool.
I love it. That's
Water's
a great
cool.
thought. We don't
Thank
think
you.
about these things all the
It is.
time. We just take it
Honestly,
for
it's true.
granted.
Honestly, I think we really all do take water. Okay, you know what? I was waiting to actually, no, I was getting my nails done yesterday, and this woman was talking to one of the girls who like works the reception desk at my nail place. And they were talking about like how all the Gen Z girls are like obsessed with their Stanley Cups and all that. Da, da, da. By the way, I'm 33 and I own a Stanley Cup, so fuck off. It makes me drink more water. And they're like, I don't
Yeah.
remember being hydrated or like caring about water. I'm pretty sure I like ran on coffee. And I was like,
Like you're unhealthy. Do you
I'm
have
like, listen,
kidney
I
issues
remember
right
being
now?
in college, and yes, I definitely prioritized like coffee and like
I always had a water
Diet
bottle.
Coke. Have I changed my ways that much? Maybe not necessarily. However, I have max 3 to 4 drinks on my desk at all times.
Yeah, me too.
One of them, the constant is always water. And that's
Mhm.
thanks
Water's so
to my
good.
Lord Stanley. And Colin literally says, I bow down to Lord Stanley every day.
I should get a Stanley. I have like the old school Camelback.
The pink Starbucks one
People are
is
fighting
selling
over it.
on selling on like StockX and all the websites that resell Supreme for like 200
$700.
plus dollars. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
insanity.
I saw that and they're discontinuing it. And
By
it's
the way,
like,
I did see the pink one at Starbucks and I said, this is so pretty. I should get it. And Colin said, no, you already have one.
you could be selling it for $700. Oh, so funny.
It's fine. I like mine. Mine's like white and highlighter yellow. I
Yes,
love it.
I love it.
It keeps me
Also,
calm.
your nails are so cute.
Thanks. Yes, I made my own 2024 in and out list. And
Mm,
one of my ins is basic nail art. The
I
out
love this.
is chrome nails.
Oh no, I
That's
like
just for me.
chrome.
That's just for me. That's my personal out. I was doing
Well,
a
I
lot of
don't think
chrome
they're in
last year.
season anymore. Like
I did a
once
lot
it's
of chrome
winter.
last year, and that
Yeah,
was just for
yeah.
me. Also, quick mini rant. Just sorry. I realized I wanted to tell you this yesterday, and we didn't record yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to say it. But if you can't hide your resting bitch face or like your emotions from your face, you shouldn't work in face-to-face customer service.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
But I can't hide my.
Which is why we don't work in face-to-face customer service.
I used to. I used to work in like boutiques and stuff, and I would just be like struggling to not glare at people,
Well,
you know?
the girl at the reception desk, like checked out this girl and she left and made this like huge face when the girl left. And I'm like, everyone who's getting their nails done can
Rude.
see you making the face.
Oh, I see that in nail like salons all the time.
Yeah.
All
But
the
I like
time.
wanted to go up to her at the end when I was checking out to be like, I saw the face you made. Like, it's really not good for business.
That's not good. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But I digress.
Rude.
You know what? I don't have a good segue. I think it's New
Okay.
Year, even though we're doing Dry January, maybe not everyone is,
Mm-mm.
but let me pretend I'm not and dive in to my favorite corner of the world.
Yes.
Kaisa's cocktail corner.
You didn't say it like you
Fine, I'll
usually
say it
do.
right.
Okay.
Kaisa's cocktail corner. Well, I don't know if it's changing.
We might be changing it. Well,
It might be
yeah.
like Kaisa's cocktail corner. I don't know.
Can it please be that? Because
Sorry.
it's so funny.
I don't know if it's turning into like German techno. I don't
It's
know.
gonna be techno for sure now. I'm just kidding.
I don't
So
know.
Welcome to Kaisa's Cocktail Corner.
Beautiful
It's
cocktail.
stunning.
It is. It's actually a really pretty color.
I love that color. That's like a burgundy. I want my nails to be that color.
Ooh, yes. I have a really nice OPI nail color that's very similar to that. Anyway,
Yes.
this is
Sorry.
called Manhattan by Proxy, which is fantastic.
This is the first
Dane
I'm
came
hearing
up
of
with
it,
that.
and I love it.
Yes. Since we're talking about Gypsy Rose. And yes, this is rye whiskey, dry vermouth, Angostura bitters, and in a cute little glass and garnished with a cherry. It's very cute.
That is, I mean, well, your dry January is over.
Well, no, this is a mocktail right now.
Oh, right. What time is it for you? It is.
It is 10 o'clock
10
in the
a.m.
morning. But yes, yeah, definitely doing dry January. So any of these can be, swapped out. This could be swapped out with a tea or
And guys, we're going to start putting all of these on our website too, because
Mhm.
we have a website now
yes, we're going to share all of our cocktail recipes for everyone.
on www.crimecocktailsandbs.com. Woo!
Woo, woo, woo. Yes, we secured the domain.
We did, because who else would have it?
No
Some
one else.
weirdo
We're
in
the
a
best.
basement
Yeah.
in Ohio. I don't know. Sorry for anyone in Ohio. I don't know why I said Ohio. I have many friends from Ohio. We love Ohio. It's where the
Nothing wrong with
Rock and Roll Hall
Ohio.
of Fame is. Yes. All right.
Okay.
Well, that drink is a wonderful segue into speaking about how Gypsy Rose Blanchard is now out of prison. And guess what, guys? No, do we need a trigger warning this week?
Well, no, I don't think so. We're not going
I
to dive into craziness, are we?
I
Well,
don't think maybe
maybe we will. I
there's
had
a bit of
couple bottled
murder.
out.
Well, if we talk about like the backstory, which I'm sure
Yeah.
we will a bit, there's a bit of murder.
A little bit of murder, a little bit of abuse, mental
Little
and
abuse.
physical.
Yes.
Um,
A little bit of mental.
there's the
It's a lot of mental.
BDSM question mark, a little bit of
Yeah. But
things
yes,
happening.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard is out
She's a
on
queen.
parole. She is taking over social media.
Also,
We'll get
can
to
I just say, I am shocked at how well adjusted she seems and how well spoken she is.
Br-
Like her
They
interviews,
must have
she's so
known.
confident and smooth with
Her team
everything.
must have known that because she was so think about it.
Yeah.
Her case was so high profile. How many documentaries, how many Lifetime movies? I mean, The Act on Hulu.
Right.
How many things have come out about her that
They just released
Yeah.
the Confessions of Gypsy Rose, which
Yes.
I watched.
they did? I haven't watched it yet.
I signed up
yes,
for the
Of course you
Silo
did.
trial.
You're always my person for that stuff. But yeah, so like they must have known, like her team must have been prepping her for all of her interviews. I mean, how many
She has a social media team too,
yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no way. She needed to be prepped. She needed to be prepared.
Also, just coming out of prison where you're not in tune with all of the social media things.
Yeah.
Like after what was it, 9 years in prison?
Yeah. And she's
Like-
already doing outfit of the days.
Like what? How does she know all of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a team for sure
Yes.
coaching her. But she's like flawlessly doing it. She doesn't seem awkward. She's very
No.
confident. Like
Exactly.
everything
I'm sure
she's
she
saying is great.
practiced in
Yeah.
prison, being like, okay, so my jumpsuit's from prison, my shoes are from
Zara.
prison. And my makeshift purse is from the toilet paper. But yeah, so Blanchard was released from prison on December 28th, 2023, after serving 7 years for killing her
7 years, yeah.
abusive mother in 2015. And just to clarify, so she assisted her then boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, who committed the crime while Gypsy waited in the bathroom. And if you haven't watched The Act,
Oh, it's so
it
good.
is fascinating.
The acting is so well done, too.
Good. What's her name? Joey. Hi, Dane. Joey King. Joey King. She is.
And then the mom, what's her name?
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, she's incredible.
They are so good in it. So good. I love it. And by the way, it's right now on Hulu because Gypsy's out.
I saw that they're like highlighting it.
Yeah, they're highlighting it on Hulu. Yes. So the mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, convinced people in her life that her daughter was terminally ill and subjected, that's the correct
You got
word.
it. You got it.
Thank you. Gypsy to painful and unnecessary medical treatments. However, it turned out that Dee Dee had inflicted years of abuse on Gypsy due to Munchausen by proxy, which is why the cocktail is so cleverly named.
Manhattan
by proxy. Which is a rare disorder in which a guardian exaggerates or induces illness in a child for attention and sympathy. So, I mean, in their case, it went as far as what is it? The Humane Society or Habitat for Humanity went and built them a house.
Yeah, paid for their house, everything. Like, it's, set them up for life, basically.
They won,
Excuse me.
No, you're fine. They, raised so much money. They would go and speak at a bunch of, donation, charities. Obviously, they doctor shopped.
Yeah.
A ton, and so many doctors would actually, or not many doctors would call out Dee Dee, but finally some of them started to, and Gypsy even was like, this doesn't feel right, like something's going on here.
There were some doctors that called them out, and then they just left and found a new doctor who would just, wild.
So, like we were talking about, Gypsy is now out of prison and seems to just be thriving with no awkward stage in sight.
And she's so mature about everything.
Yeah.
She's definitely been going through a lot of therapy, which is amazing. She doesn't even hate her mom. She is saying it was her version of love. She was just mentally ill and she needed help. She's so mature about all this.
Yeah, she's really taking it all in stride. I mean, in the interview she was doing, she was saying she's trying to come out and advocate for those who may be suffering and struggling with the same issue, and saying she wants to be sharing her story so that the next person that might be in the situation, they don't take the same route as she did.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is
no murder.
She's trying to turn, oh my God, with Joy Behar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's trying to turn her story into a cautionary tale, which I think is really smart of her, but smart of her team.
Totally. Yeah. Because the story is so nuts. There's just so much to it that's wild, that her mom got away with this for so long. And
well, think about it too. I mean, the story has come out in how many different ways, and how many different documentaries, and how many different Lifetime movies, how many different shows, how many of those have taken their own licenses and gone in how many different directions? Which way is really the truth? And now the person who was really inflicted by it is finally able to tell her story. I mean, she did her Dr. Phil interview and everything, but now I feel like she's actually able to come out and speak for herself. Yeah,
I highly recommend everyone watch the Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, which just came out on Philo. It's a Lifetime episode, or there's 4 episodes, I think. I binge watched them, and there is definitely, it's all her telling her story. There's nothing else. They interview her dad and her stepmom, who had actually known that the mom was doing something wrong. There's a lot of really crazy stuff. They interview her doctor, one of the doctors who actually called her mom out for possible Munchausen, but didn't turn her in. There's just so much that I didn't know before, and I recommend everyone watch it. It's really, really interesting.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think out of all the interviews she went on a media spree on January 5th. So she went on
She's
Good
been
Morning
out like a
America.
week and she's been on like 10
She's been
shows.
on multiple podcasts. She went on Good Morning America, The View, in which she had a very interesting interaction with Joy Behar. She went on Extra, where she said she would love to work with Kim Kardashian on prison reform. And she went on Entertainment Tonight, where she said she feels like the biggest misconception is that she feels like people seem to think that to have a mother, or that people seem to have a thought like she's still a little girl and that she was taken advantage of by her mother, and they don't realize that it's been 8 years since she was arrested and she's grown up and matured. They're still viewing her as who she was then.
Child, yeah.
However, she's definitely changing the tune via social media. She's using her married name on her social media accounts. However, the craziest thing from the social media is that what you sent me right out the gate is that her Facebook still had all of her posts from 8 years ago, which included the posts about her mother's murder.
Right.
Which was so creepy.
It sent chills down my spine.
You would think her team would have been on that.
They probably couldn't. I don't know. Maybe she couldn't.
Do you think it was yeah, that was going to be my next thing. Do you think like that Facebook or like, I don't know.
I'm sure it was evidence, police evidence.
Probably.
You know, like, I don't know.
It probably was like
remember,
frozen or something.
Yeah, when I had a police shooting in my neighborhood.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I looked up the guy's name and his like social media was all frozen and like put to private. So I think they look at whoever is a victim or is a suspect and they freeze their social media.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe they couldn't access it or something, but it was so creepy. It was like, that bitch is dead. And
yeah, exactly. It's so creepy. Yeah. And there's like so many people out there empathizing with her as a victim. She has over 6 million followers on TikTok and Instagram. I think actually now it's up to 10 million. She's gained millions of supporters with her first selfie of freedom on Instagram post that attracted over 6 million likes within the first couple days. She could make millions as an influencer, potentially earning up to $100,000 per social media post through endorsement deals, brand partnerships, and speaking engagements. She's gone shopping. She's had spa days. They've had multiple welcome home parties for her. She's been promoting the 6-hour Lifetime special, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And she's been reunited with her husband, Ryan Anderson, who she married.
Her father and stepmother, who she was really close with. I didn't know that. She was really close with her stepmother.
Yes.
So it was cool that they reunited and got to see each other.
Yes.
And actually, like musicals and like, I'm like, how she went to Times Square recently. I'm like, how are you doing this in a week?
I know. She's been on the move. Yeah. And then a story actually came out from Gypsy saying that her mother attempted to poison her stepmom.
Oh.
Because of how close she was to her stepmom.
I don't think that was in the Lifetime thing. That's crazy.
Yeah. So a little bit about Ryan Anderson, which is interesting. So the couple, so he is a 37-year-old middle school special education teacher from Louisiana, which if you don't remember from learning all about her, she is also from Louisiana originally. In 2020, he penned an email to her in which his coworker was saying he wanted to write a letter to Tiger King at the time because he was really popular during the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh my gosh.
And Ryan said to him that if you write a letter to Joe Exotic, who's in prison, I will write a letter to Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And he told this to People magazine in an exclusive interview. Ryan had watched the HBO documentary Mommy Dead and Dearest 3 years before reaching out. So he obviously knew who she was and her entire story. They had consistently been talking, and then they finally met in 2021 and then married in 2022. There's been a lot of negative comments about the two that have been coming out on social media, but Gypsy had no problem coming to his defense by saying that the D is fire.
Oh yeah. The D is fire. She also said she'd been asked out by like 250 people. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. When she said that, I was like, girl, okay.
Girl.
But are those the kind of people you want to be attracting?
No, she said that they were all pretty questionable and that she was drawn to him because he was from Louisiana. And that like highlighted his letter a little bit for her.
Yeah.
And so
Another,
I think they're cute.
no, I think they're cute too. I mean, as cute as,
It's a little weird, but yeah,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
cute.
in a warped way. And then Missouri recently demanded that Blanchard be removed from the state, even canceled her and Ryan's plans to attend the Kansas City Chiefs versus Cincinnati Bengals game in hopes of meeting Taylor Swift. Her parole officer ordered her to leave the state to avoid any security issues due to popularity per complex. I never thought we'd ever have to talk about Taylor Swift on this podcast.
I know.
I was really proud of us for never having to speak about her.
You love
Not
her.
that I'm not a fan, but no, it's getting like I love her, and then it gets to a point where it's like, oh,
It's too much, yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's like
Agreed.
oversaturating the media.
I think there's been a lag. There are other things.
There are
Coming
so
to
many
light.
other things going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what's been going on with her. But then it's like she's been asked so Gypsy's been asked in all of her interviews, like, oh, have you been talking to Nicholas? Like, what's going on with Nicholas? Because obviously she didn't do this alone. So the backstory there is that she met Nicholas Godejohn in a Christian dating website.
Right.
And I mean, I know that's where your favorite like BDSM topic comes up.
It does, truly.
I know. Please, well, you and I were talking in our group chat. I brought up, oh, how did this even come up?
I don't know.
And I was like, these books are like
Oh, you're
talking
smut.
about, I was reading about fantasy smut.
Yes.
And I was like, it's 3.5 out of 5 chili peppers.
Yeah.
And
I love
our
it.
friend Alex was like, wait, what's smut? I was like, oh, I love
I
you.
know. What?
I don't want to ruin you.
Oh, it won't ruin her.
I know, but still, it's like,
I know, little baby.
little baby.
Little baby.
I was like, I don't want to have to explain it to you. And then
Corrupting you.
I think you did. And I was like, okay, great. It wasn't me. But yeah, so they had some interesting sexy time moments over Skype.
They sure did.
They sure did.
Wigs involved as well.
Yep. And the two, so they formed a sexting and texting relationship. And they talked about their love, future together, potential sex life, sex, and discussion about the killing, which all came up in the Springfield newsletter as well as the court. And then in the days that followed Dee Dee's death, the pair stayed at a Days Inn in Springfield and then purchased Greyhound tickets to go to Wisconsin. Sorry, girl. You came
Where
up
all
today.
the creeps go, you know?
Yeah. Is it? I'm gonna butcher it again. Waukesha?
Waukesha.
Waukesha. You know what? That girl talks about it in the Bath and Body Works candle video too.
What?
Waukesha. Have you seen that one?
No.
Where she's like, I had to go to Green Bay. I had to go to Appleton. I had to go to Waukesha. I'm gonna send you the video.
All the
It's
small-
so funny.
Okay, I need
She's
to see
very
that.
upset about her Bath and Body Works candles. Well, I mean,
Waukesha.
and she has a
Yeah.
very strong accent. Let
There's
me tell you.
Wanakee. There's Verona.
Verona. There's a Verona in Italy too. Don't butcher that.
Wawakisha, I think. is one. I have no idea. Okay. Continue.
People say they love us, and then I'm not entirely sure.
We have fun.
We have fun. Okay. Godejohn was convicted of first-degree murder in 2018 and then sentenced to life in prison without parole in 2019, whereas Gypsy was only sentenced to, wasn't it like 20 years or something? I have it written down.
It was 10.
Thank you.
10 years, and with the possibility to appeal, obviously.
Nick Godejohn did attempt to appeal, however, it was denied. So he's also been asked for a new trial on the grounds of having ineffective counsel, but was denied. And in a 2019 Oxygen TV documentary, see, there's been 20,000 things about this.
Mm-hmm.
He said he did the show because he felt he wasn't able to tell his side of the story. He was quoted as saying, those 5 days that I was with her, physically with her, that was probably the best days of my life. He also said that he felt Gypsy wasn't taking full responsibility for her actions. And of the murder, he said, I would have done it again. I might have done it differently, but I would have done it again. That doesn't necessarily
that's why you
sound
don't
like
get to
someone.
appeal
Yeah.
here.
And Gypsy, when asked about like him in like all these interviews, she said like, well, I'm sure that we both have a lot of regrets. All I can say is that I've done my time and he's doing his time for his part. And I wish him well on his journey. Like she is at least showing the remorse and the like showing that she's feeling the feels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Showing
Like
any remorse.
he's saying I would do it again.
He's not well and should be in
Who the
prison.
fuck are you saying that you will do it again?
In an interview, she maturely must have covered this in therapy, but like talked about how she didn't realize she was just drawn to him because he was another like character type of her mom, like
100%.
Controlling, manipulative, abusive, and just using her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she was like, I didn't realize that I was just going with him because it was just another person to guide me, basically.
That's a psychological thing. It's like when you're
so used to it.
Exactly. When that's all you know and that's what you experience as love, that's what you're always drawn to unless you start actually
inner
dealing
work.
with. Exactly. You do the inner work. Guys, therapy is a beautiful thing.
Yes. It's
do the work.
Very beneficial.
As two people who experience it, do the work.
Do the work. Okay, there was a quote that like really got me and it made me realize like how fucked up the whole thing is. She was talking about how when she got into prison, it was like life-changing and wonderful for her. She said, it felt like I was being dropped into a different world because you don't realize how much you're restricted in prison. Oh, that was when she got released from prison. But when she was put into prison,
I was going to say.
Sorry, she said that it was like a magical world where she could be social and have friends and like eat food she wanted to eat.
How fucked up
and
is
like,
that?
Yeah, she felt freedom going to prison. Like that's how controlled her life was before that.
Her life was a prison, and she's thinking prison is freedom.
And she really like took classes and stuff in prison, so she's really developed as a human in prison. Like prison was good for her somehow. But like, yeah, she was saying it was like one of the best days of her life when she got put into prison. So, but then now she's saying, you know, being dropped out of prison is like, she said she felt like she was in a black and white world and stepped into a Technicolor world.
Oh, so she's Wizard of Ozing it?
Yeah. So it was like another level of crazy freedom. Yes. Bless. I'm so happy for her, honestly.
I mean, same. You know what? She's done her time. She's clearly remorseful of it. If she came out and was like, yeah, okay, like, and just didn't.
She's like cute and goofy and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
She's like a little light.
And I mean, honestly, I think it would be different if she had been the one to kill.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Although you got to watch this interview with her, but she shot at her mom at one point. Yeah.
She did?
She shot at her mom. It was a BB gun. She thought it was a real gun though. And she shot a ton of times at her mom, like thinking she was going to kill her. So she talks about that.
Interesting.
Yeah. There are some times where she was like on the verge of doing it herself. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I mean, don't blame her at all.
No, definitely not. I mean, she was abused.
And now she's like, and I love that she doesn't feel any hate towards her mom. She's like, she's
that's
asked
huge.
by interviewers, do you think your mom loved you? And she was like, yeah, I do. In her own way, as sick as it was, she was showing that's how she knew how to show love.
That's growth. That's huge.
That's huge. Yeah.
To come from like that much hate and anger.
She was like, I wish she could have gotten help instead of getting murdered. So she's really, she's very mature.
Wow.
And
now going to massive immaturity.
I know, I was going to say, and on to immaturity.
Can we talk about how iconic and influential this season finale was?
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. I'm dead.
So, like, it was cinematic.
It was beautifully done.
And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, then you need to go watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yeah, stop right now.
Like, if you don't know, then you need to go do your homework before listening to the rest of this podcast.
Truly.
Because, dear Lord.
Also, the production is iconic because it's totally new for Bravo.
Can the Bravo production team please go get all the awards? They need to go sweep up. They need Oscars. They need Emmys. They need Golden Globes.
They need
everything. because
They were definitely like, can we try something new with this episode? Let's jump around and make it extremely confusing and iconic. And then,
also we all know that I used to really love Heather, and then Heather kind of went
yeah,
for me.
same.
But the script she wrote herself, the
She
monologues,
memorized this.
yes, the monologues she wrote, memorized, and then delivered with such drama
It was great.
and passion. She deserves an Oscar for Best Actress right there.
It was amazing. And
It was so
everyone,
beautifully
honestly,
done.
all of the women. Can I just say Angie was my favorite to watch in that
What, when
scene?
she
I've
went,
watched this.
shit.
I watched this scene when she gets up to throw the flowers.
Oh my God.
I've watched this episode probably 6 times now. So
Angie deserves Best Supporting Actress.
I love her.
I love Angie too. And by the way, Angie
She
loves
cracks
us.
me up the way her lips get in the way when she talks. And I just,
Angie also loves us, so let's
She does
not
love
even.
I want to hug her.
Angie had the biggest growth for us
Yeah.
as fans
I
this
think
season.
the
Because I think
turning
at the
point
beginning,
was her making fun of herself.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, now I
at
love
the
you.
beginning of the season, you and I were both like,
Ugh, yeah.
no. And now we're both like, Angie K's amazing.
Come
I
on over
adore
here,
her.
Angie. We
Yes.
love you.
All right, so let's do some quick recap of the episode.
At the scene.
So we open up with the little Whitney and Heather. They meet in Heather's room to talk about, their little issues with the book.
Mm-hmm.
And
that scene is so dumb. Whitney sounds so stupid.
I know. Also, when we talk about the book, I always think about Cop Without a Badge from Real Housewives of New Jersey season 1.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's be honest. When we talk about the book, that's the book we're referring to. So Heather is like still confused.
Crotch to my butthole.
Oh my God, that line.
Butthole.
And then whatever. And then
First
they
of all,
all go
I didn't say
shop.
butthole.
They
Sorry.
didn't say butthole. But yeah, so that, at least you know what, it's squashed, whatever. They're fine. The cousins are fine. The non-cousin cousins are fine. Wonderful.
They're gonna be fine forever. Sort of fine.
Yeah. Bad weather is timid.
Remember when I said I didn't think they would make up?
Yeah.
I was wrong.
You were wrong. You know what? The self-awareness you're gaining is so incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Just
you.
kidding.
I've done the
You've always had
inner work.
No, I'm just kidding. I've always said that you have great self-awareness.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much.
You're one
you
of
do
my
too.
You're one of 5 of my friends that does. Just kidding. All my friends who listen, you all have great self-awareness. Everyone. Then they go shopping in Bermuda, and then Heather and Angie just somehow forget their wallets.
Okay, that scene was so sketchy. Like Heather was watching her like a hawk.
That was weird.
And I did love how they had her confessional where she was like, if my card gets declined in front of these women,
Yeah.
I'm gonna drown myself.
Yeah, but how
For
weird
real.
was that?
That was weird. Also, yeah, it felt like a setup.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
Angie
what I
wasn't
think.
involved in the setup, but I think Heather for sure was
That's
like,
what I think. I think it was set up. It was very weird.
you're
Very
going
shady.
shopping, you're not bringing your wallet. Come on.
Who doesn't bring their wallet? And especially these women.
Yeah.
All they do is freaking shop.
Yeah, no. That was sketchy.
That was weird.
Also, Heather has not paid her back, by the way.
Oh, we're
But,
shocked about that. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then finally, the phone rings. We get the phone call.
Production scrambling.
Get a mic.
This is great.
Get a camera.
Just go in. Just go in.
Just go in. Finally happens. And then cut to Bermuda Triangle dinner.
8 hours
Delayed.
early. Wait, no, they did. Wait. They went to the beach next, didn't they? No.
No, that beach came
No, you're
later.
right. You're right.
Beach came later.
I love this timeline jump.
I have
that
it all
they did.
written out.
Oh, okay. You got it. Yeah, the dinner, first of all, tables arranged in a triangle.
The Bermuda Triangle. How fitting.
The dolls in bowls, those disgusting little dolls. Why was that even involved? They didn't even follow the rules of the game that they so stupid.
I also just don't understand, why do we need to have, okay, I get that they want to talk about all the unresolved issues.
Yeah.
But why do they need this? Honestly, why do they need to have this front
I know.
in order to confront?
Also, yeah, they all walk in. They're all like, oh, hello, Monica. They act like nothing's wrong, even though we all know there's something wrong.
Yeah. And it's just again, another messy game. If we want to talk about who has the messiest games on this franchise, I think it's freaking
Heather.
no, but not even if not even an
franchise,
individual.
yeah.
I'm Who plays the messiest games? It's freaking Salt Lake City. They play a messy game every dinner.
That's why I freaking love it
I
so
know,
much.
it's so
But it's also
good.
just, yeah.
But it's like, oh, I'm also over it at the same time. I'm like,
too.
can we just get through one dinner where we don't play a fucking game?
Me too. Also,
Like, I eat dinner without
question.
playing a game. Yes.
So they all touch on each, like their final, like tie loose ends of drama that they have with each other before they get to Monica.
Yes.
But like, do they know this is like the final episode? Because they're all like, we've got to tie up these little
I think
loose
they
arguments.
must know that it's like
Okay,
the last
okay.
day of filming or something.
Okay, yeah.
They must.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
They were like, we've got to
So,
make this iconic.
yeah. So they're all biding time until it's Heather's turn. So I still love, though, that Whitney confronts Lisa because how
Yeah.
much I freaking love that.
Yeah. Also, wait, Lisa, this is my shallow comment for besides
Petty
Angie's
comment of
lips.
the day.
Besides Angie's lips, but that was just more like funny. We're laughing with
By the
you.
way, shout out to my mom's friend and my friend's mom, Helene. She loves our petty comment of the day.
Oh, good. Okay. Petty comment of the day. Lisa looks haggard in this episode. The makeup that was done to her is upsetting and horrendous.
What about when she's on the
Looks
beach
like
and
she has
she's like,
meth job.
no,
Yeah.
no.
You're about to cry. Yeah. I couldn't. She looked really bad. The filter they used on that beach scene just did her dirty. Like, it was not okay.
You know who looked great the entire time?
Who?
Meredith.
I knew
Especially
you were
when
gonna say that.
especially when she turned and she was like,
Another petty comment.
Meredith,
Remember that thing I sent to you? Oh, Meredith looked good. Yeah.
Meredith looked good.
Meredith looked really good. Yeah.
But I think Meredith always looks good.
Whitney,
Meredith's
on the
my
other
queen.
hand, Whitney, on the other hand, someone online, a comment I read online was that wet seal dress was wearing her in the scene. And that's not wrong. And then the next comment was, you mean wet sill? I died. I have fellings. Anyway.
Selling. Yeah, so Whitney confronts Lisa, which always makes me excited. It
Yeah.
calls her dramatic. And of course, Lisa's like, what?
Yeah, Lisa.
Lisa just is like, Lisa responds as Lisa does. And then Meredith is upset with Heather, saying she didn't have her back more, which honestly agree.
I agree.
Completely
Yeah.
agree. Valid. And then we get to Heather
The speech.
and we get the speech. And she says she doesn't have anything for Meredith, but she has a mystery question for Monica. So you're telling me that she just sits down, she hasn't planned any of this out. Okay, yeah, right. And she gets all dramatic, and it's an unsolved mystery, if you will. Who is the real Monica? She goes on to say that she considered Monica to be an open book, but that's no longer the case. And
The way she dealt with sensitive information was disturbing or something like that. Yeah. Her speech was amazing though.
the speech was incredible.
Like I was like hanging on every word.
I was like, who is Monica?
Yeah.
It's like, who is she?
An
I was like, we know she's been
absolute-
lying about, or her last name's different, but like, who is she?
Yeah.
And then she was like, Reality Von Teese. I was like, who? I was like, what's happening? What's happening?
Well, they talked about that site the whole season, but they didn't really like name it.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, so Bravo did that wonderful job editing, and we go back 2 hours. And you know what? I was really hoping for a SpongeBob SquarePants thing that was like 2 hours earlier. It's like,
Yes, I wish they would have had that narration. 2 hours.
yes. And of course, it's just the OGs who meet on the beach.
I
There's
was
like,
wondering why was Angie not involved?
I don't know. It's just the
Just like
OGs.
peeping out a window, like what are they doing down there?
I think it's
I don't
because
know.
it's been happening for so long that Angie really hasn't been a part of it.
True.
And of course, it's like very Little Lie. It's very Gossip Girl.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
like
The call is coming from within
the house. Yeah. And it's like very, yeah, it's just like very HBO Max drama.
The drone footage slowly zooming in on them, gathering with the wind blowing and a storm rolling in and this dark filter. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we all knew leading up to this episode, like it was going to be about Monica.
Yes.
So, like, the reveal wasn't like that big of a reveal for me. The bigger reveal for me was finally Heather admitting that Jen gave her the black eye.
Oh my gosh, yes. Although I did like how they kind of breadcrumbed the beginning. They made it look like they were all screaming at each other or someone,
Yeah.
and they weren't very clear it was Monica. So they did try to like conceal
Well,
it
at
till
one point I
then.
did think it
But
was Meredith that they were getting pissed off
same.
at,
Yeah.
and then it definitely veered back to Monica.
Yeah. The black eye though, yeah. That was the biggest bomb drop.
Yeah, and now Jen is actually looking to sue Heather for defamation.
Saw that.
Hmm.
And Andy's kind of defending her. Andy was like,
Oh, Andy wants nothing to do with Jen.
yeah.
He's super not
He's
happy
like,
with Jen.
yeah, you're a piece of crap. Like he's been commenting like,
He's
oh,
like,
we're
why
gonna
are you
take the
commenting?
word of this woman that's conned a bunch of old
Yeah, he's like, why are
people.
you commenting from prison? Like,
Yeah.
stay away. Like, do your thing from there. Like, clearly not one of Andy's favorites,
No.
you know? Like,
No.
go
Yeah.
away.
That was a crazy bomb drop. But that whole scene where Heather tells them on the beach is like,
Iconic.
yeah,
Cinematic.
cinematic. Their reactions, trying to think of how, because they're being filmed, they're reacting to this. They know they're on TV. Like,
It
you could
needs to
see
be
it
like
kind of.
organic, natural, but also over the top.
Yeah. Lisa was the funniest to me, actually.
No. No.
Just the funniest. Yeah. No. Her mouth, the way it moves. And then just the part where she's like, Heather, you're gonna cry. Oh, you're gonna cry. She doesn't understand emotions.
No, clearly.
So she's like
We've seen
narrating
that
it
all
like she does.
season though. Like she doesn't understand emotion. I cannot wait for the reunion.
Oh,
Like
it's gonna be so good.
it's like two of them have to sit next to Monica
Mm-hmm.
and have to essentially like, I mean, obviously they don't need to like team up with her because I mean, normally that's what the couches are like. It's
Yeah.
like if you're sitting with each other, it's because you're friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in seeing like how this is going to go down with like,
Okay, so I watched Monica's live as the
yes, you
episode was
did.
out. So she was watching the episode while it was out. But this is before I even watched the episode because I was like, I need to watch this live.
Mhm.
She was like, this is wrong. She's making notes on the whole episode. She said she didn't know who Dita Von Teese is.
How do you not
Oh,
know who Dita Von Teese is?
well, and that's like online, everyone's going nuts. Like she didn't start it because she doesn't even know who that is that she's referencing, and the photo on the social media page is her. So that could just be ignorance,
Oh, that's a great point.
right?
Well, didn't she say that she started it with or
With
someone else
Tanisha.
started it and then she helped out with
Tanisha.
it or something? Yeah.
So Tanisha is Heather's hair lady,
Oh.
and they were best friends, Monica and Tanisha. There's this whole thing where Tanisha is now
Oh yeah, she's
releasing all these
all the
voice
memos, yeah.
yeah. And now she's gonna sell her story to some like TMZ or something. So she's gonna come out and tell the whole story. Who knows if like Bravo's gonna let her do, I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Jesus.
But there's this whole thing, and I don't know if Monica will make it back on the next season. Do you?
I don't know. I think we have to see how
Based
the
off of all
reunion
this?
goes.
Yeah.
Andy seems to really like her.
I know. He does. And all these women care about is fame and being on TV. So,
She's honestly, if it weren't for her, this season wouldn't have been as great as it was.
what would happen at the end? Nothing. Nothing would have dropped.
Mary seems to think she's coming back, and her and Mary are friends.
Yes. Although there were voice memos of her talking shit about Mary that just came out. So who
Oh.
knows if they're still friends? Yeah.
Well,
Wow. But Monica said she stayed up the night before filming the reunion and put together a burn book of all the receipts. And I can't wait to see it. She has a
I'm ready
legit
for this
burn book.
reunion.
Me too. Also, what are your feelings towards Monica?
I mean, honestly, my feelings towards her really haven't changed much.
No.
Like,
People
everyone
seem to have
does
very
stupid.
extreme
Yeah.
opinions. Like they either hate her or they're standing her. And I'm like, I honestly love her the same
Yeah,
as
I do too.
is. And I think it's kind of badass.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like, everyone's done shit before. Like,
Yeah. People are
you're
saying
gonna-
like, I don't know, if you are famous, you kind of expect that they're not going to come for you online with the gossip. Like,
well,
that's
honestly,
people who
that's
are lower
exactly what
than
I was
you.
gonna say. But like, I wasn't gonna say people who are lower than you, but
I
like,
know.
how, I mean, what are we doing?
I know,
Like,
exactly. Well, yeah, but they're saying the castmates, like they're like, we don't expect
they all gossip
them
about
to
each
do it.
other.
I know, it's the
They
same
all
thing.
gossip each other behind each other's backs.
The exact
They all
same
talk
thing.
about each other in on TMZ and social media and all that stuff. What's the difference? And
Okay,
by the way, didn't we
also,
also talk about this last season with Angie H's husband having an account?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, really, what's the difference? Just because the person who was actually running an account was a housewife this season?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, that's their argument. I don't know. I love her still. I
I do
think she's
too.
funny. She did go a little hard on Lisa with the Donald Trump hands comment.
That was
Um,
hilarious, though.
those things came out so fast. She was ready
She
with those
is
insults.
quick.
She is quick.
But you know why? She's a New England girl.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Okay, and I keep coming back to Angie because she doesn't get angry. She's very put together, like
I love Angie.
stoic even when she's mad. But like her getting up and almost throwing
I
flowers,
know. Like, you know, that pushed her to the edge.
it was so funny.
She's so cute. I
She
love
was cute. I
her.
was like, oh, Angie's going
But
off.
you know what I love about Angie is just like how she gets a rise out of people.
Yeah,
Now looking back, like when she, like
yeah.
now I find it funny when they went to Palm Springs and she made the t-shirt. Like now I find it hilarious.
She's great,
She's
actually.
amazing. Like she needs to come back next season.
Yeah, yes. Oh,
She also does like her and Monica love us. So
also, Angie apparently has responded to all of the reality Von Teese posts and like was like messaging her like, haha, this is hilarious about
no
people's posts.
way.
So she was kind of like interacting with it a lot more than the rest of
I had no idea.
them.
Shit.
It's funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But Monica's
Wow.
saying they all interacted with it. So it's
I'm
like,
sure. Well,
yeah,
we'll see with her burn book.
we'll see what happens.
I'm excited to see that. Maybe that's why some of them are like fine with her now.
Yeah, maybe. Hmm.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
So what are you recommending this week?
Saltburn,
Yes,
obviously.
for obvious
My
reasons.
sister recommended it to me. She told me about it. She went to see it in theater and she was like,
Oh my God.
we gotta
That
see
must
this
have been an
kind of creepy
experience.
movie. Yeah, she said everyone was gasping. Like it was a whole experience with everyone there.
Whew.
But
I don't know if I could watch that in
highly
a theater
recommend. I know.
with other people
The big screen tub scene. No thanks.
or the
But
grave. Whew.
whew, yeah, that actor is amazing. He
Yes, he is.
I
That was
guess
all.
he was like in foster homes his whole childhood and like
Wow.
passed around and he's kind of like lower income and he was just found. But now he's in like
Everything.
big movies. Yeah.
He's so good.
He's really good. He's creepy. He's creepy.
I recommend Chicago Fire as I moved on to that.
I started it.
You did? You didn't tell
I
me?
don't love it as much as Chicago Med,
Oh my God, I
but
love
I
it.
like it. But also I'm really confused because I watched 911 and I think they're the same actors and they
No,
play firefighters.
no, it's not the same.
I know it's not the same character, but they play like very
No,
similar roles. It's very weird.
don't. Just stay on the Chicago stuff.
Okay.
And then I
Okay.
also recommend the Jeremy Allen White Calvin Klein ad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were talking about this. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow, wow, wee wee.
And then I also recommend for books, I am in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series right now because of TikTok. Holy shit.
Good stuff.
I flew through the first book in 3 days.
Okay.
I'm on
Wow.
book 2.
Wow.
They're like 600 pages each.
Damn.
They are, whew, love them.
Okay.
So
I'll have
good.
to check it out.
My fantasy smut.
I'm not really into
But it's
fantasy,
not,
but I get
it's
it.
it's not just fantasy. It's like kind of,
Dane is obsessed with
I don't
fantasy books, so
well,
maybe he'll read.
maybe he'll read it and we can start a book club.
Yes. Yes.
We'll see.
hmm
But anyway, guys, there's our season 2. We're in.
Thanks
We're
for
fully in.
listening.
We are
Yeah.
in the zone. Like
We are
Brittany.
in. Please rate, review,
Do,
subscribe.
like.
We'll share our website soon.
Yes.
And
Oh no, our website's already up on the Instagram.
well,
Just
yeah.
click the
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go visit our website. We're still working on it a little bit, but get ready for some fun stuff this season.
so much fun stuff.
Stuff.
Get into it. All right, I'll stop.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.